Well, hey, Christ Covenant, wanted to talk about where we're headed Sunday. We are going to start a series basically looking at selected passages in the book of Acts as we kind of coming out of Jonah, this idea of being a light to the nations. We're going to kind of continue that theme as we think about in 2021, we want to be more about Christ, more about his church, and more about his commission. And so we want to think more on the Great Commission. You know, when you think of this theme of kind of sharing the gospel, of evangelism, even as you think about the book of Acts, it's very interesting. An interesting question is the word witness, is that a verb or is that a noun? You know, so this thing about this activity we're called to witness, is that a verb or is it a noun? Well, the answer to that question is yes, it's both. But particularly in the book of Acts, witness is seen more as a noun. And the reason that's important is because being a witness is more about being something that you are rather than something that you do. In fact, it's just the nature of who we are as Christians. You know, I've talked about this before, but if somebody amazing does something for us, we can't help but tell people about it. Just a part of who we are. It kind of comes out. We talk about people that we love. We talk about things that we love. My parents can't help but talk about their grandkids. I can't help but talk about Kelsey and Ada because I love them. And so if somebody amazing does something for you, you talk about them. So it's the fact of what I want us to understand in this series is that we are something. We don't just do something in witnessing, we are something. And we can't help but speak of the things that have happened to us because of the grace and love and mercy of God, because of the gospel. And we're going to look on Sunday at the kind of beginning part of Acts as we think about this idea of being a witness, a noun, being a witness. But also we're going to look at Acts chapter 4. We're going to see this idea of the apostles speaking the gospel with boldness, being bold witnesses to the truth. In fact, one of the things is very clear, and you're going to see this in Acts 4, but it's clear in our day. Opposition is present. Opposition to the gospel, opposition to the ways of God, to the things of God is present, and it's ever growing. And so we need courage. We need boldness. And in some sense, we just need to embrace the fact that we are weak, that we can be scared. Embrace this weakness because we understand that God says through our weakness, he can show his strength. And so one of the things I think we're going to see in Acts chapter 4, this scene where Peter and John are arrested. They're brought before the Sanhedrin, the very Sanhedrin who had tried and convicted Jesus. They're brought before them. They're charged with sharing this message. They're told to stop speaking in the name of Jesus. And yet they respond with incredible boldness, the sort of boldness that I hope will mark us as witnesses as well. We'll see that we need courage. We need boldness. We should be bold because we have the Spirit. We're going to see that evident in Acts 4. We should be bold because God is in control of history. We should be bold because we love neighbor. We should be bold because we want what's best for them. And so we share the gospel. And we should be bold because we have prayer. We're going to see even at the end of this chapter, the prayer of the saints in the midst of persecution and suffering. We should also be bold because we have one another. We have one another to stand shoulder to shoulder with in this task that we have been given. And then finally, brothers and sisters, we should be bold because Jesus is on our side. Because of the resurrection of Jesus, we understand there is power that is attended to his gospel message. And so I want to come together, think about this idea of being a witness, noun being a witness. This is part of our identity, and then let it flow out of us in sharing the gospel. I even want to think about, there's been a lot said in the recent years about this, who's your one? So thinking through just one person that you're going to share the gospel with. And I want us to start to kind of adopt that mentality. Who's the one that we're going to be bold to share, bold and humble, and to share this message with so that they would have eternal good done for them in the gospel of Jesus Christ. So we're going to come together and study that on Sunday, and I look forward to seeing you then.